Mankind must can live in peace, love and harmony, you know. And that is what we are strive for, really. Because we come find the world corrupted bad, and people is afraid to speak the truth. So we take a chance to tell the truth, you know. So I hope it be a benefit to people.
But I want to get the language right tonight.
We declare our right on this earth to be a man, to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
It is time for America to repent now, for the kingdom of God is at hand.
It's not a case of being good and bad, good or bad blacks and whites. It's a case of being good or bad human beings.
And I, for one, will join in with anyone, don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth.
I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful.
That's how hip-hop, the vibe of hip-hop, really started.
It was not a criminal organization at the outstart. It was an organization that had the power, the spiritual power, to reform the criminal. And this is what you have to understand. As long as that strong spiritual power was in the movement, it gave the moral strength to the believer that would enable him to rise above all his negative tendencies. And I saw thousands of brothers and sisters come in who were in the same condition. And whatever they were doing, they would stop it overnight, just through faith and faith alone. And by this spiritual force, giving one the faith that enabled one to exercise the moral discipline, it became respected as well as feared.
Every form of victimization is universal.
I think you'll find that if Negroes ever have to resort to any kind of physical action to defend themselves, many white people will be on the side of Negroes. Many white people are fed up with what the Negroes suffered. And this is what I had to become aware of on my pilgrimage to Mecca. I could see then that there are many white people in this country who will side with the Negro in whatever he has to do to protect himself.
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know, and I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12 way down the line. But I expressed it differently all through my life. It's the same thing I'm expressing all the time. But now I can put it into that sentence that I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, you know. If anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, you know, and what they think they're doing, I'd be very pleased to know what they think they're doing. I think they're all insane, you know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane about it.
Do you feel that your message, apparent message of love that you brought back from Islam is the real reason they're after you, because you're not hating as hard as they want you?
Yes, that's why he wanted me dead, because he knew that as soon as I woke up, I'd tell it.
And I had no intention of ever even speaking on this. Had they left me alone, you still wouldn't know what...
Why are they threatening your life?
Well, primarily because they're afraid that I will tell the real reason, which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that...
We were chasing after, how can we find these tunes? How can we find these beats that these guys are rhyming over? How can we find out how to be a part of what's going on?
Where do you get it? I get it by immersing myself in this dangerous freedom and profound love and sublime beauty of the funk of a people who are always viewed as if they're always already marked.
We're revolutionaries, you know? You even see myself as a revolutionary who don't have no help and not take no bribe from no one to fight it single-handed with music.
Because I have been on a research. Music is psychology, see? And if the music does not penetrate the heart, the soul, and the mind, and the body, then you ain't gonna feel it. Because reggae music is not something that you hear, it's something you feel. See, and if you don't feel it, you can't know it. See, it is a spiritual music with spiritual ingredients for spiritual purposes. See.
Yeah, because you see the music come from pain, suffering, and yet a high, loyal, dignified, majestic vibes, you know, that when you play it, you forget everything. Because, you know, music take all the pain, all sorrow. You just think like a heavenly plane you reach, you know. So, Rasta go hand in hand with that because it's from the heartbeat, you know. That's where it comes from.
A Rasta man is a man who speaks the truth. A Rasta man is a follower of the Creator. See?
I was really into like, you know, call it spiritual music, you know, till it get more revolutionized.
We're sick and tired of your bullshit game. We're go to heaven in Jesus' name. We know and we understand. Mighty God is a living man. You fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all of people. So now you see the light. We gonna stand up for your rights.
Why? Because it was the funk. And now the funk master himself projected on the screen.
Now, don't you get disenchanted and deal with the fact that these men who were your brothers are making threats against your life?
No, because actually it's not their fault. Most of them does not know what it's all about.
You know what I mean? And hip-hop don't really have a sound because
most of them absolutely believed that it was impossible, physically impossible, I should say divinely impossible, for a white person to go to Mecca. And my trip there shattered that image.
We were just taking people's records and rapping over their records.
Someone should pull his coat and let him know that at the present moment,
what you know as hip-hop today was always in existence, but it just was never defined. What hip-hop wound up becoming is the break of everyone's song. They would do, whoever would do a little break, that was the beginning of hip-hop. Whether it been rock and roll, wherever you can find these beats at. You go back into these crates had rock and roll, folk music, country music, all kinds of music. Wherever the drummer took the chance and made a break.
I tell you, I'm a man who believed that I died 20 years ago. And I live like a man who is dead already.
We hate cops beating black people over their heads and murdering them. That's what we hate. If you got enough energy to sit down and hate a white person just because of the color of his skin, you wasting a lot of energy. You better take that same energy and put it in some motion out there and start dealing with those oppressive conditions, and you're going to find out just what you hate and what you're going to stop.
Well, I've been furious. The fire burning inside of me has erupted several times, and it's dangerous. My very nature.
Maladjusted. It is the ringing cry of modern child psychology. Maladjusted. Now, of course, we all want to live the well-adjusted life in order to avoid neurotic and schizophrenic personalities. But as I move toward my conclusion, I would like to say to you today, in a very honest manner, that there are some things in our society and some things in our world for which I'm proud to be maladjusted. And I call upon all men of goodwill to be maladjusted to these things until the good society is realized. I must honestly say to you that I never intend to adjust myself to racial segregation and discrimination. I never intend to adjust myself to religious bigotry. I never intend to adjust myself to economic conditions that will take necessities from the many to give luxuries to the few and leave millions of God's children smothering in an airtight cage of poverty in the midst of an affluent society.
Money means nothing to me, nor boxing, when it comes to the freedom of your people. So everything I'm doing, if it means hitchhike tomorrow, if it means be raggedy, I'll be happy because I can go to bed, my conscience is clear, and I didn't sell out or trade my people just because I could be rich in Hollywood. I wouldn't want that if I couldn't go back over in the black neighborhood and protest a black woman being raped. The hell with the championship. So I want the people to know this. I'm not that type black man. You see, the questions they asked me on interviews and in colleges is the same thing you would ask some president.
Even if he's the president, that doesn't stop him from being a trickster if he's making tricks. Anytime a man running for president tells what he's going to do when he gets in office, and after he gets in office, he has time to do something for everybody else except the people that put him in office, he tricked the people who put him in office. He has the time to take a stand against all these other places all over the world, but when it comes to time to correcting the injustices that are being inflicted up in this country, he's a trickster.
So I'm awful happy, because what I'm doing now I feel to be much greater than boxing.
So they took the title, I just got something better.
The fearlessness, the stand that I've taken, the world respect I've got, I'm now recognized all throughout the world. Money can't buy this brotherhood and world love.
Money. How much is a lot of money to you? When you mean rich, what you mean? Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life, forever.
See, the greatest sports title mean nothing, mister, if you cannot be free. See, boys throwing away their lives. They are dying today to free somebody they don't know. I haven't did that much. I'm still living. So what in the hell is a heavyweight title and a few stinky dollar bills for my people's freedom?
My life not important to me. Other people's life important. My life is only important if me can help plenty people. If my life is just for me, my own security, then me don't want it. My life is for people. That's the way me is.
Black people, we are organizing to stop racism. You dig it? When you stop racism, you stop brutality and murder of black people by the racist occupying army in our black community. That's what we're going to stop. What's being done to us?
That was what hip-hop was. What hip-hop was the funk and the soul of anybody's music.
It's the man of all rainbows. This is for the children. You know what I'm saying? I got this idea from myself, of course. Before, I wasn't really for the children, because, you know, man, y'all little bastards, man. Y'all some bad motherfuckers. But I realized that when I was a kid, I used to be a little bastard too. Now, I was bad like a motherfucker too. So, to all my little bastards out there, my bad bastards, keep being bad. Just make sure you get a good education, school. You ain't got to tell your teacher off. Tell a teacher off with education. You know what I'm saying? Bomb his ass. You know what I'm saying? White devil motherfucker. Yo, but no, when I say white devil, I'm just saying that, you know, you got some good devils, you got some bad devils. Say you got some good black men, you got some bad devil black men. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
that's what was going on. And it's there where he's going to find a home, given his homelessness, and he's going to find a name, given his namelessness. And in a certain sense, he's going to find a whole lot of love, given his relative lovelessness. Yes, he's loved by many. The white brother who actually serves as the major establishmentarian patron that allows James Brown to have the contacts and allows him access to the white-dominated networks. It's impossible to talk about a black man or a black woman ascending through a nation so deeply shaped by a vicious legacy of white supremacy without talking about the black and white alliances that facilitate the emergence of their talent becoming manifest. And the problem usually is not enough white brothers and sisters who are willing to do that. But thank God for those who are willing to do that. It's so funky that it's so radically different.
Can I dance?